Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Pool bringing you another game of Starcraft 2. Today's match is going to be between LiquidJinro and the Protoss player CreatorPrime. So, of course, LiquidJinro playing as Terran, spawning as the blue Terran on Tal'Darim altar here at the bottom left corner of the map. CreatorPrime spawning as the red Protoss at the bottom right. So today's match should be pretty awesome. This is, I'm assuming, from the Korean ladder. I did get it from the Team Liquid This Week in Replay pack number. I can't remember what the pack number is, but it was just released today or yesterday, so relatively new game. Should be pretty interesting and entertaining to watch. Jinro is an amazing player, going all the way back to Brood War, where he played under the tag Frozen Arbiter, and CreatorPrime, of course. I don't know too much about him, but I do know that he's obviously on Prime, which is the team that Marine King is on, so he's bound to be good, and bound to be good against Terran players. I mean, come on, if I had to practice against Marine King, I'm pretty sure that I would get good at some point. So as we can see here, Jinro apparently speaking, or at least writing in Korean, so props to you, Jinro, if you do watch this, for learning that language. You're a boss for doing that. I would love to learn Korean, however, I just don't have the time to dedicate to that, between just all the things that I have to do, but no one really cares about that right now. All we care right now about is Starcraft. And as we can see, LiquidJinro saving up his minerals, probably going to be going ahead and getting a CC first before any kind of racks, and that's actually a pretty good build against Protoss players. You see Marine King do it a lot, and of course we see Jinro doing it in this game, and I can't say that I blame him. I mean, by the time that Protoss gets their first Zealot out, it's pretty easy to defend against with a bunker and a Marine. And apparently these guys are majorly in sync, because CreatorPrime himself is getting a fast expansion. Of course, Jinro's is going to be done first, so go Jinro, but he is behind a little bit in supply by just about 1, which is really not that big of a deal, especially when you consider that mules will be out here on the map in a relatively short amount of time. So we do see one assimilator coming up for our Protoss player, as is a relatively standard, and actually none of these players, or rather neither of these players, have done too much scouting. Jinro finally been sending out his first scout to go all along the wrong sides of the map to eventually where he will find his Protoss opponent, and actually CreatorPrime doing the same exact thing. So neither one of these players will know for a while what the other one is doing. We do see 2 Raxes from Jinro being produced right now, and so I'm not really sure exactly what he is going to be going, as he doesn't have any gas. He might just be going for a Marine heavy push early on in the game, and you know, Marines are really effective against gateway units. That's actually exactly what you want. Do see a bunker coming up for him for defense, and 2 orbital commands. Now, my mouse is a little bit crazy sometimes. We do see, of course, 2 gateways for CreatorPrime, so it's almost as if like these 2 players knew exactly what the other one was doing and just wanted to mirror each other as best as they could. Does look like CreatorPrime is going to find out where Jinro is before Jinro finds out where Creator is. Of course, I guess actually Jinro knows exactly where he is, because he's checked the other 2 locations and he was not there at all. Finally, Jinro getting his gas up, so I would imagine that he tries to get stem here pretty soon, where he may actually go for some quick drops. 2 racks into quick starport with some drops would be really effective, especially in the locations that he is on relative to his Protoss opponent. As you can see here, there's a really short air distance between the main of Jinro's base and the main, actually the back of the main of CreatorPrime's base, and he can actually drop in here completely unnoticed. So we'll see if Jinro takes advantage of this position or not. Instead, it does look like he's just adding on 2 more racks, so going pretty racks Marine heavy here. And I'm sure that I'm going to definitely try this build out. We'll see how effective it is. We do see 2 gases for our Protoss player, and 1 robo is going to be on its way, so not sure if he actually knows. Yeah, he doesn't even, well, of course he doesn't have an observer because he doesn't have a robo out. He really just has no idea what Jinro's doing. Jinro could be doing like so many things right now. He could be going for just like a 3 racks, like aggression stem push, but with Marauders and Marines, but instead he's just going for a heavy Marine push with combat shield and stim pack, and of course upgrades, getting 1 engineering bay. Don't know if he'll get another one just yet. I think against Protoss you typically would only get one engineering bay at first until you get your 1-1, then go ahead on another one and get caught up if you're behind it and upgrades. So we do see 2 observers being chrono boosted out by CreatorPrime, as well as 2 forges for those upgrades. So like I said, Jinro will probably be getting 1 at a time, but we'll eventually need to catch up and upgrades if the game does last that long. But as of right now, both players are just macroing very heavily, and definitely enjoying the more 2 base type play instead of a very heavy 1 base that we see so often. Cannot stand 1 base games. CreatorPrime very smoothly putting those forges back at the back of his base to kind of hide it from Jinro that he is getting upgrades, and actually it's a way to protect them because, oh, sorry for the yawn, wow, totally lame, I know. It's actually a way to protect your forges against any drops. Of course, there's, you can only protect them to some degree, but at least it kind of puts them out of the wave tan. So it does look like Jinro is going to be moving out here with a heavy force of Marines with about 4 Marauders in that group, and going to be applying some aggression here. Of course, CreatorPrime does have an observer and a stalker there at that Zonaga watchtower, so he is going to know that it is coming, and it looks like Jinro wants to take out that observer, eliminating any kind of scouting information that Creator will be doing anytime soon. It does look like now we do have 1-1 for a Protoss player, as well as an Immortal out on the playing field. Where did he go? There he is. There's that Immortal. So he's going to be able to deal with a few amount of Marauders. And this push up the ramp is going to be really scary and dangerous for Jinro. It does look like he's just scanning to get an idea of what's going on and actually chooses to retreat. And I think that's the best decision he has made so far, because there's no way on earth that he would be able to deal with this army from CreatorPrime. Now Jinro is getting a reactored starport here to no doubt add on Metavox and hopefully do some drops, and that is where we're really going to see this build come into, I guess, true fruition, or true effect at least. 1 Robo Bay is on its way for CreatorPrime, so like I said, both of these players just kind of chilling out and macroing really heavily right now. Now, where's the rest of Creator's army? I'm not sure where. There it is. I wandered off to the mineral patch for defense. Those are wonderful stalkers. Jinro is breaking down these rocks, and CreatorPrime has already taken out his rocks. So Jinro is actually going to go ahead and get his expansion before Creator could ever do that. And that's actually going to be a little bit risky here. I mean, CreatorPrime definitely has the army advantage right now. And if he chose to just do a 2-base play, Jinro would be very vulnerable. So we'll have to see how this goes. Maybe Jinro will get some awesome drops off and bring CreatorPrime down in supply just a little bit. But as of right now, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how it goes. It looks like Jinro is going to go for a gas. That's honestly, I mean, that's some good harassment, and he's actually not really losing very many units at all. So at least he's applying some pressure right here. But no, like taking out a pylon. Oh, yeah, he does manage to take out a pylon. So take out a pylon and a gas, any damage that you can do is damage worth doing. Something that I always say in Starcraft 2, as long as you're not sacrificing units unnecessarily. And of course, Protoss is going for a pretty gas-heavy composition, so that will limit him just a little bit. It does look like CreatorPrime finally does have 1 Colossus, as well as another one almost halfway finished, and he is researching charge. Now we do see a Ghost Academy almost all the way down for Jinro, as well as another starport, I do believe, and that is a very smart decision to deal with these Colossi. Typically, we'll see Terran do that. I think it's pretty necessary. It's kind of like impossible to deal with the Colossus with just 1 starport sometimes. It just gets so overbearing. And if you have enough Vikings out, you can just take out the Colossi early in a fight. It really gives your ground army just a huge advantage. Now we do see CreatorPrime's Nexus his 3rd base almost completely finished, and both of these players are really even in supply. Jinro actually has pulled ahead, and sorry, I meant to put the nameplates up there. There we go. Jinro's actually ahead by about 2, which is really not that much of a difference, but it just goes to show that both of these players are awesome macro players and doing just a great job this game. Now we do see, like I said, that 2nd engineering bay added on there for the double upgrades at a time, and I'd really like that move by Jinro. He's gonna, like I said, have to use that to get caught back in upgrades right now, as Protoss does have 2-2 already. It does look like we are actually having a drop here at the back of CreatorPrime's base, but CreatorPrime doing a great job of defending, managed to take out both medevacs right there of Jinro, and Jinro is actually in a lot of trouble right here, losing a ton of units completely unnecessarily without doing hardly any damage at all. Let's look at the units lost, and oh my god. Wow, Jinro is definitely behind. Of course, he's not too far behind, but you know, that drop could have been just so much more effective. Very unfortunate for Jinro to have lost that, and he lost a ton of units right there. That was 2 medevacs worth of Marauders, and Marauders take, you know, Marauders takes quite a while to get rebuilt back up. However, Jinro does have like some awesome macro going on here. He's got a ton of Raxes with about 1, 2, 3, 4, and yeah, about 4 tech labs on them. So he can make 4 Marauders per cycle. Now, at the same time, we do see another command center, which will be Jinro's 4th CC, about halfway finished. As well, he is getting his ghosts out here finally, and researching ship weapons, getting lots of upgrades, getting the Moebius reactor, so that will help out with his ghost energy. So, Jinro doing a great job staying on top of his upgrades. Now, look here though, he did have about 1,000 minerals, so slipping a little bit in his macro, and I actually run into this problem a lot as Terran myself, is that when I'm playing against Protoss, I'm really going for Marauders and like gas-heavy units, and if you don't have enough gas to support your macro, you really just get too many minerals, because I mean, Marines are not very effective a lot of the time, so especially against this composition right here with these 3 Colossi in the mix. Now, CreatorPrime is almost at 3 upgrades, so that's going to be very dangerous for Jinro to deal with. He will most definitely need to get his 3 upgrades going as soon as he possibly can. And I would say that Jinro is really in a very tight spot right now. I mean, there's not a whole lot of aggression going on from Protoss because he is just building that death ball. But the death ball of Jinro is just like, I don't know, it doesn't look like it would be that strong. However, we will see how he micros, and maybe I'll be proven wrong. If a Protoss player can get caught out of position, he might get out of luck here. And man, those Vikings just sniping the crap. Now, there are a ton of Vikings here, so they will actually be able to take out Colossi really easily and really quickly. But there's also a ton of ground units for our Protoss player. Now, CreatorPrime does have his 3 upgrades, and he is going to be going in here to initiate an attack. And there's no planetary fortress, so it's just Jinro's army against CreatorPrime's army. And will there be an engagement? I'm not sure. There is a missile turret to help against the Colossi, as well as scout observers. And then, of course, these Vikings are here to take out these Colossi. It does look like CreatorPrime is just kind of toying with the idea of attacking. He is going to go in here. Oh, no, he's not going to go in here. There we go. I think this is the engagement. Oh, I just don't know what's going to happen. Going back and forth, trying to decide if he can handle this. I think he's just trying to get Jinro to get out of position so that he can charge into his army. No AMPs so far going off for Jinro. He does have 4 ghosts, however. And I think this... Oh god, what's going to happen? CreatorPrime just trying to snipe some things with this Colossi. One really good EMP from Jinro, though, taking out a lot of energy. And now CreatorPrime is completely supply capped, as well as Jinro being completely supply capped here. Now his army is blocked in by his units, so I don't know if he meant to do that or not. Now here comes the engagement. CreatorPrime getting EMP'd like crazy, and oh my god, these units just melting to Jinro's forces. These Vikings are going to manage to take out every single Colossi here. Now CreatorPrime deciding that he needs to retreat, and Jinro being a complete beast here, pushing CreatorPrime back a little bit. Now CreatorPrime does have some Zealot reinforcements here, and Jinro is going to have to do some starter step micro to survive. He is going to choose to attack into CreatorPrime's unit and chase them down. Some Zealots are left right now, but will they be enough to take out this unit composition, or this group of units rather, from Jinro? Jinro almost managed to push back CreatorPrime right there. And oh my god, I thought he had it, but those reinforcements from Protoss were just too strong. The warp gates, obviously, you can see, are just being incredibly strong right now. And LiquidJinro, GG's out of this one. Wow, that was so unfortunate. I thought the Jinro had that. I mean, as you can see, let's just look again. If I can get back far enough to this engagement here. you know, obviously CreatorPrime just trying to decide if he wants to go in, waiting to get that 200 ton here. And just look, here, let me pause it here. Look at the units. There's just not that many Marauders. There's only 2 rows, and then of course there's like less than a page worth of Marines. But there's so many Vikings, and then there's about 5 medevacs along with however many ghosts. I think there's 4 ghosts here, and you can see they really worked in great synergy together. I feel like if these Vikings had survived a little bit longer or managed to kill the Colossi early, it would have been really great. We do have 78 SCVs though for Jinro, so I would imagine that that is a ton of supply taken up by workers. Taken up by workers. So let's see this engagement here. CreatorPrime trying to decide if he wants to go in or not. Chooses to go in. EMP is going off over all of the army except for these stalkers here, and it really looks like Jinro might be able to hold. I mean, these Vikings doing a great job taking out the Colossi there. Colossi completely eliminated. Now CreatorPrime, of course, forced to retreat just a little bit. Jinro right now looks like he could be able to clear up this army, but the warp gates just do a great job dropping his Vikings down. And yeah, just once again, warp gate reinforcements proved too hard for Terran to deal with. Eventually GG's. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in to this game. Sorry that Jinro lost. I really was hoping that he'd win and show us an awesome game, but either way it was awesome. Unfortunate that he did lose. If you like this cast, please like it. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my cast. If not, it's cool, you don't have to. You can dislike the video if you want to. But I do ask that you guys would leave me some feedback that would really help me in my casting and to get better for you guys. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys later.